Hey guys, this is A-Town, and you're listening to the RisingRush podcast. Alright, welcome to the RisingRush podcast, where we talk everything Dragon Ball Legend related, such as news, meta, hot takes, you name it. I'm your host, A-Town, alongside our co-hosts, Opso, Desla, and Glow, and we're going to kick things off with the news weekly reset as of the 16th of October. First things first, we've got the showdown with the Majin campaign that is currently live in the game right now, which came with a slew of stuff we'll talk about now. We've got the Legend Step Up Grim Reaper of Justice that is currently here, featuring the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and the Buu Hurcule assists with ×2 Z power. That's going to be going on through the 6th of November, and then it's going to drop down to the 600 Z power up until the end of November. We've also got a new summon banner for beginners called the Beginner Support. That banner is live through the 19th of November, which actually has the Buu Bros on it. So if you're trying to run and get yourself a good Zenkai, that will be a good option. The CC sales have also reset, so go ahead and pick it up on the shop to prepare for Legends Fest. The Diamond campaign, that's still going strong now, so make sure you log in and get the daily rewards there. Get those coins you can use at the exchange shop. We've also got the PvP reset to Majin Duel, featuring the Majin Buu Saga again. That's going to be going on through the 29th of October. And then we've got the Choice Battle. That's currently live through the 30th of October as well. So if you want to go ahead and pick up some materials, some energies, and some erasers, that's going to be your go-to. Since our last episode, we did peep the reveals and stuff. Was it reveals and stuff, 38, 39? I lost count at this point. But it was only about 13 to 20 minutes long or something like that. And, they talked about the new characters, leaning more towards into the Majin Buu Saga, which we've been introduced the yellow Majin Buu Good with the Hurcule assist. And then we've got the red Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. We'll start off with you, Desla. Did you peep the reveals and stuff, or did you fall asleep through it?
I did actually go ahead and give it a watch.
Oh.
At first, when I did see the characters pop up, I was like, oh, cool. The 1%'s actually pretty interesting. Definitely a cute concept for a unit.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I saw the Tada come up, and I just closed my eyes and shook my head because I didn't know what was going to be shown next. And sure enough,
what you mean? That's the GOAT. That's the GOAT.
The trash talker.
No, the moment that his face popped up my screen, bro, I swiped out of YouTube, bro.
No way.
He top 3 fusion, and he's not 1 or 3.
He's not wrong there. But you're not excited for Gotenks?
No. I
Boo.
don't give 2 shits about Gotenks.
Listen,
well, dude, if you were not dick sucking the fucking Buu Saga, you would not give 2 shits about Gotenks.
He's a movies man.
Let me ask you this. Name a character with a better bag of moves, a cooler moveset than Gotenks.
Cool? You gotta relax.
No.
You lost me with the word cool, bro. I'm sorry.
Name a single move that is cooler than the Super Kamikaze Ghost Attack.
Soul Punisher?
You're smoking dick. We're smoking dick.
I'm absolutely not. Are you kidding me?
The creativity of... Listen, I think that's a 50-50. I go with Kamikaze just for the uniqueness of it.
Look,
you can't name another move. You can name other moves that are like, all right, you're throwing a ball of energy. Cool. There's no move you can really compare to Super Kamikaze Ghost Attack. That's a unique ass move.
I mean, it is, but we also got to be real with Gotenks, where looking at his moveset is literally going to a restaurant that has like everything under the sun under the menu, and you don't know what to choose. Like, he literally just be making up moves off the fly.
Exactly. You don't know what you want, but if you want something, we got it.
I don't know, man. But overall, from the reaction, Desla, like, did you get to check out his kit at all, or did he like wow you anything, or you think the meta is just going to stay the same after this reveal?
I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I'm such a hater. I don't care.
Oh, man.
Literally, I think less than an hour before this pod happened, I'm like, oh, right, we have to record tonight. So literally, I like pulled up his kit for the first time since he got revealed and shit. I skimmed it, and then I skimmed through one showcase. And I was like, okay, I got the gist of what I need to know.
He's not that lackluster now. Let's not pour salt into the wound.
As far as a character pick goes, I'm sorry, man. He is at like
the best pick,
like bottom 10, bro. I don't care.
Yeah, you're just a Gotenks hater. That's factual.
He's just boring. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
what do you mean?
Boring? Okay. We gotta call Cap now.
I mean, I'm
We
being
call it
nice by
cap.
calling him boring. I could actually call him what I think, and that's fucking annoying, but whatever. It's neither here nor there.
That's crazy.
Okay, we know you hate him now. Well, what about
I
the
do.
the Buu? What about the Buu with the Hurcule assist? Did you at least enjoy
Oh,
that?
I'm way more interested in him by a mile there, and
Okay.
actually like.
All
fucking
right, Nicky, you're addicted right now.
Bro, Glow, for a goddamn moment, take a step back, listen to yourself. Are you gonna sit here and tell me that like that whole fucking like friendship thing between like him and Boo wasn't like kind of goated?
It was goaded, but to say
Yeah,
for Gotenks, you're crazy.
absolutely.
The
I got over
comparisons-
Gotenks. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck did Gotenks accomplish? Please enlighten me.
Entertainment.
Listen.
Entertainment?
Hey,
No, it's
Oh,
about the
nah.
flashiness.
Don't
It's
say there's a
about the
low. I'm
flashiness.
sorry.
I'm saying.
Listen, it's about the pizzazz. It's how you do
The
it.
pizzazz?
Listen.
You know what's fucking boxing
Think
Boo
about it.
with his
Think about it.
feet, bro?
Think about it. There's times where Jordan had lost games, but niggas ignore it because he dropped 40 points. He lost the game, but he dropped 40 points. It don't matter the end result. As long as you look good the whole time, that's what really matters.
Bro, if we don't got fucking Fraudhan rolling up to save the day, they're dead.
Hell no. Well,
Yeah.
obviously, no shit. They need a buffer.
Yeah. So then,
Yes.
like, I'm sorry,
That's-
man. Like, they
that's
get
kind
hard
of the-
carried by like another mid-ass hybrid, and like, dude,
Yeah.
it's the saga of fucking fumbling hybrids. I swear to God.
but
Anyway,
he's
I'll get
blast,
off my
though.
soapbox.
okay.
He's-
We're gonna revisit.
He's technically blast and strike.
Well, yeah, from his stat spread, yeah. But we'll get more into his kit when we actually break him down and try not to shred. We got to look at it in an objective lens, somewhat, and not just completely destroy him until we see him in action. But Glow, how do you feel about this reaction to these reveals and stuff? You got to have more positive talk than Desla in this one.
Listen, my top 3 fusions are Gogeta's, Gotenks, third is Vegito, bro. I'm telling you, I fucking love them. I love Boo. I love the Boo and Hercule shit. I think they're like a funny ass duo. It's cool. It's dope. That's cool. I honestly think this unit was long overdue. I think for a while this should have been like the first assist unit for a while. Like this is an overdue unit. Gotenks himself, I think he's dope. He's one of my favorite characters. I honestly had the LF being either Gotenks or Buhan. I personally would have said it should have been Buhan.
Yeah, I mean, we need some more like Boo representation in the game, like the Buhan. Well, we've got like the Buu tanks, but like one, and he's all right. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, of LFs and Ultras, we only have like one Boo.
Yeah,
and even if you like before even this evil Boo, like when was the last summonable Boo unit?
The red one.
It was like Red Buhan, and he was asked because of stats, not because of the kid, because of stats.
So maybe they can give him a Zenkai. Well, it might be still too early, but that could be a possibility within the campaign. Or maybe Angel Vegeta, he can finally get his Zenkai, maybe at the end of this campaign, because they just won't get off Majin Vegeta or Majin Buu Saga and just leave this thing alone. Like, I don't know what the heck is going on.
I think if they Zenkai Red Buhan, they're going to be dickheads and they're going to make it Red Majin Buu Saga.
Yep.
Which helps Gotenks, but in all reality, it is the worst option they could choose because it is not diverse. If they really wanted to make Buhan at least good for bench, then they got to choose Red PO or Red Region.
Well,
that's what they got to choose for that ability.
Well, check this out. Legends have been known to Zenkai the worst options first. So
yeah,
we might get this, surprisingly. I mean, we getting Deborah. I don't know what the heck they're going to do with him. They're going to change his kit completely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we'll have to
see. And Halo Zenkai, I'll tell you this right now. Halo is on their most wanted list, like their FBI list. There are very few units we essentially know for a fact are on there, be very fucking careful with their Zenkais. That's Halo Vegeta, any unit that locks for 10 counts, and Vados.
Yep.
Those are the units that they have like a very big red dot on their face.
We're gonna have to see if they're gonna stir this up for the campaign or how things go towards the end, because this whole Majin stuff, it's, in my opinion, it's getting a little out of hand. Like, I'll say we do need additional representation for some of the characters, like the Gotenks and stuff, and the Majin Buu assists definitely overdue, right? We wanted to see them, but I think we're done. Let's leave Majin Buu Saga alone and move to Future, where they can get some love, or Android Saga or something.
I'll be so honest with you. Future's not getting buffed this year. I said Future is not getting buffed this year, bro.
Well, it could be like for the end of Legends Fest, and then it kind of begins like 2025, kind of similar to
That
how.
that yeah, with G4,
Yep.
yeah, that makes sense. But I'm like, don't expect it any other than that.
Well, I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed, and then Gaku's gonna make his way to the meta again, and I'm gonna be
Yo, this
extremely
nigga,
excited. I'm telling, hey, he's still good. He's still good.
he's solid for now. I'll give you
Yep.
that.
He saw that's all I can ask for. Just please don't be fodder. That's it. But what about you, Opsto? Did you watch the reveals and stuff? I know there's no androids in it, but did any of the features excite?
You
Oh
asked,
no.
you asked an Android main, does he care about the Majin Buu saga? Be for real.
Oh man. Well, at least did he wake you up in PvP when you ran into him?
No.
Yes.
Man. Well, I mean, hey, we'll see how things go with this Majin Buu. At least we get to collect the materials and stuff. I mean, that's great. Like I put up a post earlier this morning on Twitter, saying like, oh, well, I'll do a rotation if I get 10 likes, over 100 people liking. I was like, oh shit, well, I guess I got to summon now. Didn't get them, but you know who I did get? The fusing Super Vegito. I didn't summon him.
That's what you're hoping for when you summon.
You did
on
one
this
step or one rotation?
One rotation, and I got him. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm gonna keep it $150 with you. This might be the best value banner of the whole year.
Really? I mean, you got the Boo Bros on there. You've got fusing Super Vegito. You've got the Gotenks. I mean, there's a lot of. Is Evil Boo on there too?
Yeah, he is.
He's on there. I think either Baby or Omega's on there.
Yep.
Baby is.
Baby is.
Baby's on there. That's a good banner.
Yeah.
They made the banner good, but the featured unit not good.
All right, relax.
Okay.
Bro, what is the hate? I think he's great, but I genuinely think he's 6.
I don't think he's top
Blazing
10.
is crazy.
I think he's 6. I think he's top 10.
Lower top 10.
I got to give it a week
He's fixed.
beforehand because right now I'm not impressed. But we're gonna get into it and see how things go. So let's start off with the Buu Hurcule assist. So we've
the
got
reason why you summon on this banner.
cough
All right.
cough another support unit. Opsto, what do you think of this kit? Is he runnable or is he proud only?
Oh, he's absolutely runnable. He's one of the best support units we've ever gotten.
Really?
It was a long time coming, like Glow was saying. Like Hercule and Buu, we should have gotten him years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the kit that they gave him is perfect for support.
Yeah. I do like the
on
fact.
On paper, he doesn't seem like he's going to be very good. But once you actually start using him and you feel his impact on the team, yeah, he's very good. Yeah, his damage is not going to be very good, but what do you expect? He's a support unit.
Yeah. And with the supporting that he does, I mean, there is some additional ramp up. Like he has to be in 3 times before his full kit unlocks.
It's like free to play 18.
Mm-hmm.
So you just start with them.
But then, like, you're getting the key for your team, you're healing, you're getting the damage, you're getting everything a support unit is supposed to give. And does he also give death buffs?
I think I could be wrong.
Let's see. Oh no, he gives buffs until he's defeated. Okay, yeah. So he does do some buffs when he is defeated. He reduces Dragon Balls by 2, inflicts all enemy attribute downgrade plus 15 to all alts cost for 15 timer counts, and he minus the draw card art speed for 15 timer counts. So like he's giving buffs while he's alive. He's giving disruption when he dies. He's got an ultimate. Like he's doing a lot. Sub count manipulation. Like I'm impressed, but it's like, when you're running regular PvP, who would you replace to run this Majin Buu Hurcule?
That's hard to say, considering Majin Buu Saga is absolutely filled to the brim of usable units.
Mm-hmm.
Considering Majin Buu Saga already has a fantastic support with Evil Buu.
So it's pretty difficult. Like, I mean, you can do another variant and still do successful, but I guess
it's hard to say. Like they're very good, but I'd like to say they don't have a home, but they do. It's just hard to replace anyone on the team, despite them being very good.
Mm-hmm.
Like they want a new identity for what they want, whereas Evil Buu, he's more of like stalling out, like disrupting everything and whatever. Whereas Hercule and Buu, they want to help the team do damage. They want to heal the team.
Yeah. So I guess like this team or this tag may be the most versatile to still be a top team contender as the meta evolves. So when the meta requires, less disruption but more support, sub in Hercule or Majin Buu good Hercule, and then when it requires more disruption, then you can just run Evil Buu and kind of alternate from there. So
Probably, yeah.
okay, so I can understand that. But what about you, Desla? I know this is one of your most excited units of all time. Do you think
Most definitely.
you think this guy is good or is he runnable?
I think what makes them or breaks them at this point depends entirely on how good that second unique is for the like OG LF Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think what could really make, or obviously as I mentioned before, break this unit is if that green works well with, let's say, them, Zenkai, Kid Buu, and the Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Because at that point, those three, depending on how good the equip is, could work very well together.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to see how that pans out. But as far as currently at the moment, it's a matter of where it's the same problem that we had with Universe Reps last year, where it's just a
Cluster.
fucking like saturation to the max problem with just options as far as
Mm-hmm.
what's available, and unfortunately it leads to where like genuinely like solid units just fall by the wayside because they're just a smidge bit worse than what would be preferred a bit more on core,
Yeah.
because that's just what happens when a tag gets buffed way too fucking much. Again, they've done this before and you'd think they'd learn with this year, but they haven't. So it's just a matter where, for me personally, I'm really hoping that, I'm gonna be honest with you, they just kind of like ditch this episode campaign shit,
Mm-hmm.
because they clearly can't like commit to it without having clear bias towards one specific tag throughout the year. So I think getting rid of the format would be preferred in my personal opinion, because that would allow them to not be constricted to having like one arc of focus pretty much, and they would
Mm-hmm.
have to plan things out a lot more like concisely with each month that comes and goes. So it'd be a lot more planned out in that, like, in kind of that sense. But I mean, I don't know. It's just a matter for me where we've seen time and again where these episode campaigns like just they don't really lead to anything,
Mm-hmm.
and if anything they just end up buffing like individual like tags that a unit can fit on rather than like the episode itself, very rarely, unless, as we've been seeing with this year, unless they make it their mission they're going to die for, that a episode or saga team is going to be good like the Buu Saga, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So I really do hope they can find some kind of middle ground to where they can just, honest to God, ditch the idea of making these teams like a thing, because I mean they can't really ride a fine line. They've clearly shown they can't do it. Either they make them unrunnable because of just how subpar the team is, if you
Mm-hmm.
make like all the units drop for it and you put them all on one comp, or they make it to where it is unbearable how many units that episode gets throughout the year.
Yeah.
So I really just, again, I hope they ditch the concept as far as like releasing units goes, and we just kind of go back to honestly how things were. Like I think prior to, I'm trying to think when they first implemented this, I
By
think
what,
it was
fifth
like
anniversary or fourth
something
anniversary?
like that. Yeah, like I just do hope they can go back to before then, because I really don't mind how things were back then, because I mean it made it to where it was a lot more unpredictable, and like the surprise factor was way more prevalent, because again like it's a complete crapshoot what they could possibly do more often than not.
Yeah.
So I kind of hope they can go back to that for that reason as well. But anyway, tangent aside, I do think that right now they're waiting on like one key piece to kind of shift things around for the 1% unit to really give them like a strong home to kind of call it their own. But as far as where they're at currently, again, it's the same problem that Unireps had last year, where there's so many fucking units to sift through in the fucking Majin Buu Saga Sea. So
Yeah.
that's kind of just where we're at.
And it makes it
I'll
kind
be
of
honest with
expensive
you.
too.
No, I was gonna say for one time, this nigga Duslo was actually nicer than what I was gonna say. Because
Really?
I was about to rip into the devs just now. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, I mean,
I'll be honest.
we're
I'll
gonna
be
segue to
honest.
you, so you can still rip them to shreds. Go for it.
All right, I'm gonna be honest, and this is a message to the devs. The episode campaigns fucking suck.
Mm.
They're dog
Yep.
shit. They are ass. We know the bull. We are not stupid. Don't act like we the players are stupid. You
Mm-hmm.
half-ass every single episode or something campaign other than Majin Buu Saga shit. And somehow it's like you fucked up the Cell Saga shit. Super Vegeta was ass. You had one nigga who thinks 16 is good.
I
You You
Come
fucked
on.
up. You fucked up the movie shit that like Broly too one-dimensional to the point where he can't do anything else other than damage. Goku Piccolo don't have a good Zenkai buffer. Garlic Jr., you ate with that one. That was solid. That was solid.
Okay.
Turles is good. Double fucking defense. Triku is good. Double fucking defense. That don't even get me started on USB. Like you wanted to make an MVP 17, and then you just made him. You made a unit. You made an MVP 17 without the MVP stuff. Like he was destined to age badly. Like you made a GT unit that was better on non-GT teams. Like come on now. Like we like use a little bit of common sense though. Like the dev, like be for real. You mess up these campaigns. You give all these other campaigns shit equips. You give them shit equips. You give us shit rewards for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's be honest, like the CC should have been bumped up years ago. Like you're making
Years.
units more star reliant, and yet you're not making CC more easily accessible. You're not making LZ power more easily accessible unless it's Annie or Festival.
Oh,
Yep.
Other
bro, do
than
you
that,
remember how much CC we got for like Turles' banner? Like the duration that was up?
I think
Not
that's one of the
much.
lowest we got. I think that's one of the lowest we got this whole year.
Not
Yeah.
I
even
think last,
enough for one full rotation.
yeah, like bro, like come on now, like y'all wondering why people slandering your game 24/7, and they slandering even more Sparking Zero.
Yep.
Why am I spending $120 for a chance? By the way, you should have been updated like the banner format. Like we should have been had featured steps. Pity should not be 50 coins. You're wondering why people are slandering your game. Why am I spending $120 for some chrono crystals for a chance to pull a unit that's not going to be usable in PvP? When I can just go abuse people with Super Vegito and Sparking Zero for the same amount of money.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here, dog?
Like the format that they're doing right now, especially with like how they're doing these campaigns, especially from a consumer standpoint, it doesn't feel good when they're maining a tag. They think this banner is going to be it, and then you go around and release more units to replace the units that were already on the tag. So now they're spending even more money replacing units that they already spent their hard-earned CC saving up or whatever, just to be relevant within the competitive nature of the game. Like it doesn't work well. And with as star dependent as Glow has mentioned, these units are getting shredded. Like if you're not in the red, don't expect yourself to go god rank unless you're just like the swipe king. Like if you go on skill for skill, bar for bar, and they catch you in a combo, queue up, forfeit. You're done. You're cooked. So what are we supposed to do? Yeah, the equipment, you can see power creeping the equipment. Like everything under the sun now has HP in it, up to 10 to 15%, but that's still not enough when you have units that can come back and, do all these things and be unkillable at like in the red. Like it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Enough of that tangent stuff. Overall, the Majin Buu good. What do you think, Glow? Is it a useful unit?
I think they're a good unit. Their blue card, it's solid. Like the obscure is great, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but they essentially gave them that enhanced effect that like Videl has, right?
Yes, they do. And the third switch in. Yep.
Yeah. I think it's good. Their green card is solid. Especially with the enhanced effects, you get the damage, immunity to like debuffs, and like you heal for 20 counts. With the health restore on Majin Buu Saga, I think that's really great.
Mm-hmm.
The type neutral for 15 is good too. Like, don't expect them to do good damage, but they'll be solid. Like they'll do a little something something here and there. I think
Yeah.
their biggest value, honestly, is regen.
Yeah. Regen is.
Like more than Majin, yeah, more than Majin Buu Saga. I think regen is gonna be the bigger value because one, they challenge Baby for a spot because they're more support based, and two, they're not double defense.
Yep. So that helps them do more damage.
Hmm.
But I also noticed that the cards that they're holding, you got the key restore and the paralyze at 50%. Paralyze is always strong. You can never go wrong with that. My only gripe with this unit is the blue card being major instead of massive. But it also obscures and it also has the additional buffs like, shorten sub count, stuff like that. And also with the enhance, it does even more with the no switching. So like I can see how they kind of power crept that a little bit instead of, being as full power off the rip. So there's like some build up required there. And then again with the whole Majin Buu saga, you're getting the blast attack and the defense, and also with more blast units becoming more apparent, they also tackled in that additional percentage in the strike defense just to kind of weed away the rest of the strike meta. So you're not doing much strike damage to this team for sure, and they can also still compete with the other units that they'll be running in synergy, such as Ultimate Gohan and maybe the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks or Super Vegito or fusing Super Vegito. So there's a couple of options there, but again, like Proud Mode, excellent. You got a full 6. You can do whatever you want with this tag. But like going into like regular PvP where you have your bench, do we have a viable Zenkai buffer for Majin Buu Good that can run with this team?
Oh, with Evil Buu?
Yeah.
I mean, with this new Buu?
The new Buu, yeah.
If you're not doing Proud Mode,
Yeah, who would the
you
bench
can really.
be?
It depends. If you're running Kid Buu, this Buu, and then Ulton, you leader Ulton.
Mm-hmm.
Your bench would be Yellow Piccolo, then kind of Buu. Your blue would probably be like Blue Buhan and Gotenks,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just run like a regen HP bench.
Okay. Yeah, that works. And their region HP bench, that would be what, Super 7? No, Android 21 or
Yeah, 21.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes
Or
sense.
what's his name? Pui Pui.
Oh, I've seen a lot teams using Pui Pui on like a full Majin Buu saga, so I'm glad that he's getting some additional love on presenting that HP. So that's also good. I wonder if they're going to still come out with like more saga HP buffers, because we really don't have a lot for like all of the sagas. So if they're going to try to like really lean towards like these saga based teams, the HP buffer is going to be essential to make them viable. Like the equipments are great, giving that additional HP, but I mean they're still going to need that extra girth to keep them in the fight, especially with like how hard these units hit nowadays.
Buu's good support unit, very good support unit.
Like with their teams just being so cluttered, I mean you can literally make whatever you want.
It's hard to use them right now because again, like their teams are so full of everything that you need that it's hard to fit them in. But like I said before, they're looking for a specific identity where Buu Saga / Regen's previous like support unit, which was Evil Buu, they want to stall the game out, which is technically Regen's identity, where they just want to stall things out. Whereas Buu and Hurcule, they want to do damage and they want to heal the team, like they want to help the team do damage.
Which is
so
helpful.
if you're running like heavy like damage dealing units, they're gonna help immensely with them.
And I'm thinking just two top of the head, Super Vegito and Ultimate Gohan. So those two alone will be hella beneficial on having this unit on the squad. So I think we've got our good assessment of what we believe on, good Buu is going to do in the meta. Now let's move into the elephant in the room, which is the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. He's a range unit. He's got pretty even stats across the board with the strike and blast. Looks like he's got just a little bit more blast than strike. His defenses are pretty solid at 190, 191 maxed out. Depending on how many like titles you have, it could be higher or lower. But one thing I do not like is not having blast armor on strike. I feel like a lot of these premium LF units have blast armor just embedded in the kit, and it looks like they maybe start to dial back and remove some of that. So like you're not going to be able to do a mid-range strike and get priority, which I mean you shouldn't be doing mid-range strikes anyways, but the people who do, you won't be able to do that with this unit. We'll start off with you, Desla. What do you think? Well, we know you hate him, but why? Now you can get into the meat and potatoes on the why.
Oh, like as a character?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, we mean as a unit, bro. As a unit.
No. I'll do both.
Oh
so for the Legends approach, as far as why I'm not really too huge on them, it's just a matter of where obviously I haven't sat down and like looked at a bunch of extensive footage or not or whatever, but just from what I gleaned from reading his kit and all that a couple hours ago, and then also just like even though I didn't like people a whole lot of showcases for it, it's, as Glow mentioned, it's early season, so it's kind of hard to really gauge his true performance just yet. But based off of what I again gleaned from kit details and all that, and just seeing him a little bit in game. There really wasn't that wow moment, and I mean, obviously, like we've had wow moments even during like early season where like a unit just really stands out like above the crowd. And I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's not really fair to compare, but you had like Ultimate Gohan from this anniversary where I mean, the guy was a fucking monster at low stars. I mean, like dear God, it was nuts. But I've never really got any kind of feeling like close to that with this Gotenks, and I think when time goes on and more stars get put on him and all that kind of stuff, whatever, just it's gonna become more evident that he's really like I don't know, just not really quite up to par with some of the
Other
like
premiums.
big heavy hitters that we've gotten for like premium characters so far this year.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't to say he's bad. I do think he's lower end of top 10, which isn't a bad thing. Believe it or not, many people do think that, but it's not. Regardless, though, I don't think he has like a super profound amount of impact because I mean we didn't need a red. We need like a really good green at the current moment, and that's not what he is. So that's kind of where we're sitting at as far as things for the meta, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. As far as the series, though, I already went ahead and onto a tangent about that.
Yeah,
But
you barbecued his ass.
oh, you better believe it. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it every day, bro. The week, man. Don't worry about it. But no, just again for me, bro. Like I'm not like low. I'm not trying to like glaze kids. So if that's what he wants to do, then
Pause,
go nuts. Go
pause.
nuts. Go
Why
nuts.
would you word it like that, bro? Why is
That's
that
what you
in
were
your
doing,
mind?
bro.
Why,
You were
why
glazing
did
the
you
little
not?
kitties, man.
Why? Wow, you are wording it weird as hell, yo.
We
FBI,
can't be
check this
doing
man's
that.
hard
You
drive.
trying to get this shit canceled.
Yo,
I
check this
mean-
man hard drive, bro.
This for this unit though, like I can understand your point, right? Like with the other premium units that we released up until now, it seems that they kind of held back with this unit. I'll be honest with you, like reading his kit and seeing him in action, I didn't get that why moment just like you. I was like, oh, that's cool. He's got endurance. Okay, that's cool. He gets some vanish restoration. Okay, that's cool. But like nothing was like, oh yeah, like this unit is gonna be
Like,
crazy in the meta.
Yeah, we're just at the point now where a lot of the shit you're listing is like standard. It's nothing really all that special anymore. And like what we really need to have a unit like truly stand out is to not only for one have them be on like a team that just they fit like a glove on. I mean, it like works, unbelievably well and all that kind of stuff. But two, just I mean, completely shifts how the game works in terms of how like the meta hierarchy like operates. I mean, again, this campaign we just had was fucking dog shit until Turles came out.
Yeah, Turles saved
like,
it.
like dead ass. So I mean, if we get a unit on like par with what he did, then I will, I'll sing, Mid Tanks' praises more. But until then, I mean, it's just a matter of where, again, bro. For me personally, like the most enticing thing about him is his banner. That's about it. Like,
Yeah.
if we're keeping it real. But again, even with that in mind, admittedly, it is in like serious discussion for having like be just dead ass the best banner we've gotten this year. I mean, like period, the end. But even with that, y'all, if you're listening, hold strong. All right, we got about a month left until some big boy shit drops. So try and like
just save.
Try and survive.
Just save. Don't let the hype fool you. If you're already not getting fooled already, just don't do it. I did one rotation. I'm not doing any more. So if you guys out there, if you don't main any of the tags, like if you're a hybrids main, you might want to go on this. If you're a Buu Saga main, which you're probably going to become one, yeah, sure, go ahead. But if you're none of the above or not a regen main, just hold strong. You'll be just fine. But what about you, Opsto? What do you think of this Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks? Is this his own unit, or is this Evoken 2.0?
He's Evoken 2.0.
Oof. And it's just
I don't even think he's top 10.
Dang.
I really don't.
Yeah, niggas is really on some. Yo, niggas is on tip.
I mean, think about it. He's a red in a heavily dominated blue meta. He'll survive for 100 timer counts, and at timer count, 101.
Yeah, after that, he's trash.
He's gonna get shredded, and I've seen him.
That's
He got touched. He got shredded.
After that, he's trash, and almost every single game is going to go to timer because of Mr. Turles.
I'm
This
really
meta
the,
is like slow as shit. It's
Yeah,
definitely
it
not
is.
in his favor at all.
I'm really the only nigga that's defending him. That's fucking
No, I'm
crazy.
like,
Glow,
we're just being
Glow, you're
objective.
You know, the character, yeah, shocker.
Glow, here's the thing. If you fight a Turles, not even a high star Turles with Gotenks, there's no way that Turles is dying unless the Turles puts down his phone, he goes take a shit, he makes a sandwich, he goes make another sandwich, and then he comes back and he's still not dead.
Oh my god.
Y'all hating.
Gotenks is not doing any damage.
With a
Gotenks
mono
Laser
blue,
will not have it.
and there's mono blue teams
That's
running out
crazy.
there too with like the
I'm
Buu
being
Bros.
completely honest. Like
Oh, Mono
Gotenks
Blue is
doing
nuts
nothing.
right now.
Yeah.
And Gotenks ain't doing shit to that.
No,
Mono
he's
Blue,
not.
yes, I'm running it. I'm running it.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
like his nightmare conflict,
It's
like
early,
dude.
to be fair, it's early season though.
Do we see a change later in the season?
It's
Be
early
honest.
season, but even then, I watched Do Goats like pre-season like friend battle where everything was at 14 star, and even then he wasn't doing anything even remotely impressive.
Yeah, I don't know. And,
Gotenks has good combo potential, and that's pretty much all he has. His damage is okay at best. His tanking is horrific, but after those 100 timer counts, he's nothing.
Yeah. And just looking at the top 10 list, who nullifies endurance on the top 10 list? Practically everybody.
Everyone.
I mean,
So-
it's like standard procedure to have a unit like.
Not only
left
that,
off
but you
specs,
but you have Mr. I Win button, who's the direct color counter to him.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Oh,
poop
he's
on
back. Yeah, 110%. If anyone
Yeah,
tries to
he's
start this
absolutely
fucking
back.
guy up, like, oh my god, he was looking dangerously concerning there for all of 2 seconds, and then they dropped the red. So.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all not gonna like my take then. Oh no, y'all not gonna like my take.
Oh,
But
I'm
you're
already,
running
like,
mono
doing the
blue,
Gotenks
like,
laser
how
thing,
bad
bro.
could it
Here we
get?
go.
I know you
Listen.
said that Gotenks is number 6, and there's no way
I have
he's
SV10.
touching that.
No.
I have SV10. I got SV10.
What's your mono blue team looking like if you got SV10?
My Boo Bros, SV, and Turles.
I can see why you have SV at 10 because Gotenks isn't even top 10.
No, I have to Gotenks 6. I have
No,
Gotenks
it's
6.
not. You shouldn't even be there.
Nope.
I got a top 10 of Turles, Triku, Ulton, Kid Buu, G4, Gotenks, Evil Boo, Boo Bros, Omega, SV.
If we were in a so-called ideal world and Gotenks was actually an okay unit and in the top 10, then yeah, I could see Super Vegito going up in a consistent top 10 list. Since Gotenks is the way he is and terrible, SV is 10.
I think. All right. So let me explain. Can I defend this unit?
Yeah,
Because
go
niggas
for
is-
it.
No.
Niggas is slandering.
No.
You're in the
Niggas is
blocking.
slandering.
You're in the blocking position. Let him get up. Let him get up.
Niggas are hating on this unit.
It
So
would be slander if I'm lying.
it would be because it is. It would
I'm
be
not,
because it
no.
is. It would be because it is. So number one, I like Gotenks. I think that I like the character, and I like the character. But I do agree that hush up, you. Don't summon. I'm being so serious. Unless you are a hybrid main or a Majin Buu Saga main. And even then, for Majin Buu Saga mains, it's a 50-50. It's a pretty good value if you summon because it's literally going to be a last buff for a minute. Even though none of y'all are Majin Buu Saga mains, y'all are metal whores.
Yep.
But yeah, like unless you fall into those two categories, do not summon. You do not need it. I think this unit is a lot better than they give it credit for. I do think though, he is basic. He is basic as shit.
Okay.
He is a cookie cutter offensive unit that has other gimmicks sprinkled into his kit that make him a lot better to me. From every high star showcase I've seen from him, from JP to NA players, even EU, he has done a consistent role of being a good comboer. But the thing is this, he's going to do a lot of combos because he's hard as hell to get an actual catch of. You have to remember, Majin Buu Saga is an annoying team to actually try to combo. If you're running Kid Buu, if you're not immune, you're getting your card draw speed debuffed. If they're running Evil Buu on cover change is fucking you over with your combos. And even then, if you're using cards, he's upping your card cost. If what's it called? If he falls below 50%, he's messing you up. Ulton, if he has his gauge and he switches in, he's nuking your hand. That's one of the things you have to remember. Like, you look at, he's a blue unit, he's a red unit, SV exists. SV's other teams got worse. Mono Blue, I think, is a top 3 team. The issue is, Mono Blue is like a Frank Ocean album. You don't see it.
Yeah.
It don't exist. I'm literally like, I've only seen two people run mono blue, me and Dugo. That's it. I've not seen another mono blue team in PvP other than like the two of us. Like you can I understand that like yeah, you could say mono blue's a bad matchup for him. When do you see it? You don't see it. Like it's like saying you see mono blue enough to warrant that it hurts Gotenks was like saying that UG4 could not be top three when Baby existed. It's not true. There's a certain point you just gotta be honest with yourself. Like the amount of times you actually see a direct counter to to him as a whole team, you're not seeing that. And even then, they switch into the Vegeta side and they're on Blue Bros. Gotenks is gonna fucking shred him because he's a good strong red. His
Mm.
blue card having Feint, you know how good Feint is. Like in a slow meta and a rush heavy meta. Another thing is not a lot of characters in this meta are actually immune to these debuffs. If you get off of Feint, you're fucked.
Yeah.
We've seen how annoying an Omega Feint into Rush can be. We've seen how annoying like Broly blue card Feint on the LF1 it can be. Like Feints are annoying. And the fact that he constantly spawns cards with how he works means he's going to get a good amount of chances to try and feint you. He's going to get good Dragon Ball destruction because of his own kit. Evil Boo is going to have Dragon Ball destruction because of his own kit. It works well. His green card, like the Vanish Recovery, that's infinite, and he gets them a bunch of times. And the thing is this: you don't need to feed the green cards to him. You can feed the green cards to Ulton because Ulton's green cards only 3 times with the Vanish Recovery. Like Gotenks is infinite.
Mm.
Like I will admit, there's two small things I don't like about Gotenks that I'll be honest about. I don't like. I'm mixed on his cover null. His cover null post gauge I think is good. It's
Hmm.
5 because like how much he combos. It's 5 on green cards, 5 on entry. I don't think that's bad. His support it's situational. The pen, you're gonna get that every match. You're gonna get that cut pen every match. You're gonna get the key, the card on swap out, all that. You're gonna get that consistently every match. The 30%, when he hits in his endurance, the 30% support to allies, that in conjunction with Ulton is going to make your entire team hit hard as hell. Thing is, even though I do admit that, like, yes, there are anti-endurance units there. That's part of the reason why Majin Buu Saga works is because Evil Boo has his own debuffing on ults and rushes. Ulton has his own on blue cards, ults, and rushes. So if something happens, you can feed it to Gotenks. And if we look at the actual units, ignoring Gotenks that are in top 10, Perlis only nullifies endurance on ult. Riku only nullifies endurance on ult. Ulton only nullifies endurance on ult and blue cards. Kid Buu only ult. UG4 only ult. Evil Boo if he pops main. Boo Bros only on Transcendent mode. SV only on Russian blue card, and even then, like his other teams have gotten hurt. His more realistic teams have gotten hurt. Omega only ult. Odds are they're gonna burn through those ults on you because they're trying to get damage on the board, and then that leaves you with Gotenks being able to get to his proc. And I think the support he gives on swap out is solid. I like that. I don't like double defense. I think it's dog shit. It's
Hmm.
bad. But one of the good things I think Gotenks has is his rush potential and the fact that he pops main and he gets his nullify endurance there. I think that's something that not a lot of people give credit to. It means that if you're fighting Majin Buu Saga and Evil Buu or Ulton aren't out and you pop main, you can just rush and you potentially kill somebody. You can do the same against units like because look how many units that actually only debuff on like rushes and ults. I mean on rushes. You only have Ulton and Evil Boo. That's it. That's all you have that remove it on ult. Like I think a lot of folk like some of y'all are just not giving him the proper credit that like he had. Like early game, you're probably stalling your opponent out and bringing it yourself to a point where you want to be more comfortable. You get all your buffs up, Ulton's gauge is built up. Like early game is Evil Boo and Gotenks.
Yeah.
Late game is going to be Ulton backed up by Evil Boo, and then I mean backed up Ulton backed up by Gotenks and Evil Boo given whatever utility he gives at that point. But like I think he's a lot better than folks are definitely giving him credit for.
So do you
He is
think
very
he's
also
a investment type of unit to where when the meta changes and these blues go away, then he'll get better? Or is this the
I mean,
best he's going to
yeah,
get?
I think he'll get better because the second these blues go away, like Ultra Gohan can just creep back in over here. Like it's not hard for Ultra Gohan to creep back in. Because you look at the purples we have, it's really just UG4
Mm-hmm.
and in the top 10. That has an argument for top 10. Outside of that, you have Garlic and Ultra Broly. Ultra Broly is great. He's extreme. He's probably rarer than Mono Blue.
Yeah.
Garlic is solid as a tank. Offensively, he's trash.
I mean, people have been talking about, was it Ultra Golden
And Ulton,
Frieza?
and Ulton, and Ulton. UGF, man, that's only EU players. I've fought the team. I've used the team with Turles and UGF. It's fun. It is nice to annoy your opponent, but there are other better teams.
Yeah. Because, the defense is just non existent. He'll get shredded. The comeback is nice, but
Yeah.
it's not
And I
enough.
and I think when it comes to this Gotenks, if there's anything that's really gonna help him, he needs a more proper Zenkai buffer because you can run him strike base. Because if I remember correctly, the difference between his strike and blast is like,
Very little.
yeah, that's 800. It's literally a less than 800 difference.
Mm-hmm.
You can run him strike base, you can run him blast base. He's literally purple cell
Yeah.
because he is a small difference. Ulton's not even that big of a difference in his strike and blast either.
Mm-hmm.
So you can technically run them both strike base if you wanted to. Could you run Ulton strike base? I mean, it's not better than his blast version, but and his strike version is better than a lot of units' main versions.
Mm-hmm.
I think like Gotenks, I think is solid. I think he is definitely top 10 worthy. And I'm high on the unit because I think he gives um an answer because one, we needed a red. We needed a red to help deal with Triku. Not because Triku was a problem, but because Triku and Turles as a duo is the strongest duo in the game. And having a red that handles Triku and at the same time gives you something to punch through Turles is good. I
Mm-hmm.
think that is good. I think that's good for the game. They don't need to necessarily counter it just yet and just kill that duo, but I think giving teams answers and options to it is definitely good. And especially even if you go to Majin Buu Saga, the team is still like Gotenks is still good because it's Majin Buu Saga in proud mode. Like they glaze the team.
Yeah.
If there's anything, yeah, if there's anything he truly does need, I think he just needs a more optimal Zenkai bench,
I was gonna
and
say,
that would
like,
really be.
what else does he have for like Zenkai bench options? Like for Majin Buu Saga, you can run the free to play base Vegito, but he buffs fusion warriors.
Which
So
isn't bad. Like, if they really want to like go ahead and just say, "Hey, we're gonna buff this guy," like for a Zenkai bench, then they just Zenkai Red Buhan, make him Majin Buu Saga, or they just wait till the next movie's buff because they can't stop buffing my tag, and I really wish they wouldn't, and they just Zenkai Nerd Han and give him just Red Hydras because he's double offense ability.
I can see that.
Like, I think expecting him to be the type of unit that like, oh, he's gonna like supposed to be ripping through everybody out the gate. I think that's unrealistic, especially how he's building up one, his own damage, two, building up damage for his allies, and three, working as a pivot and endurance unit. I think like he's a solid unit. He does his job, and yeah.
It's definitely understandable on like how his combo potential is high, especially in like the first 100 timer counts. And him having endurance is helpful just to have him have the sustainability, and then also being neutral on damage for the first 100 timer counts just to keep him alive from the blues. But I guess we'll still have to see like where it evolves. His combo potential is nice. It's just from all the initial assessments before he was released, people were gawking at his damage, and it just doesn't seem that his damage is as high as we thought he was going to be. But maybe it's still too early. We'll have to see him at 14 stars. So probably by tomorrow, people's going to have showcases of him at 14. So we'll see kind of how that evolves. But outside of that, we still have a couple other units that'll be dropping next week, which is the Dabura Zenkai, and then also the second unique equip for the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, which is interesting. So we'll talk a little bit more about that as hopefully it drops next week, and we can kind of dive into the kits from there. But that's all we have today for the Legends new kits and such. So on to the Dragon Ball related news. We've got the Battle Hour announcement that is now on social media. It looks like the event is going to be in Los Angeles on January 18th through the 19th, which is a weekend. So, if you haven't registered for that yet, you still got plenty of time. They just dropped the announcement today. More Daima campaigns and such going on in other games. Kakarot and Daima is doing a collaboration, so that seems really cool. And yeah, we're going to see how all this goes. Also, fun fact, there's currently issues going on with Dragon Ball Sparking where if people shut down their PlayStations all the way off, there's something going on with like the hard drive where like their data gets erased or something. So for everybody who has a PlayStation 5, only put it on rest mode. Don't shut it all the way off because it might mess your game up.
I ain't gonna lie. You should not be turning off your PS5 either. You should always be putting that thing on rest mode, bro.
Agreed. So whoever's turning their stuff all the way off, you playing with fire, bro. Just don't get it twisted. But that is it for today's episode. Again, you can find our social medias on the description box below. Glow does stream from time to time, so definitely make sure you follow his Twitch account. And again, our Twitter accounts are also linked in. And yeah, check us out on Spotify and YouTube, depending on where your viewing pleasures are. And then we will see you guys again next week.
All right, see y'all. Shout out my Grim Reaper Justice fans.